Look what it says in Galatians chapter 5, verse 15. It's not in your notes, but it's on the screen above me here. It says, but if you criticize and attack each other, be careful that you don't what? Destroy each other. You know, it's like peck, 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 peck. That's what we do to each other. And we're constantly nipping at each other, constantly biting at each other, constantly pecking at each other, criticizing, attacking each other. You do that enough, it's going to eventually destroy your relationship. So I want to illustrate that for you with this balloon that I brought with me today. All right? So I've got a couple of balloons, and I'm going to use a couple of balloons. But I want you to think of this balloon that I have as a relationship that you've had a conflict in. All right? Maybe with your husband. You know, draw your husband's face on there if you want, you know. Maybe it's with your wife, you know. Maybe I shouldn't tell you this story, but when I played golf all the time, you know, if we were in a conflict with each other at home, I would look at the golf ball and picture the person's face on the golf ball. So picture the person that you've had conflict with. I usually hit it pretty far. All right? Not always straight, but pretty far. So picture the person that you've had a conflict with at some time or another in your life. What we always do, this is across the board, what we always do is we look at their weaknesses. We don't fight over a strength, we always fight over a weakness. And this balloon has weakness. It also has strength. So the weak part of this balloon is on the sides. And that's because it's stretched. You understand that? It's thin-skinned on the sides. I want you to think of your life. Where are you thin-skinned? Where's the most sensitive part of your life? Now, I'll tell you, when Deborah and I, we were dating, we weren't even married yet. My wife, Deborah, she came to me while we were dating, and she said to me, just out of the blue, if you ever raise a hand to me or hit me or slap me or punch me or kick me, it's over. This is while we were dating. You know, when you're dating, that's when you're the nicest, right? You know, you're always lovey-dovey and, you know, making sure everything is really good, and you're always on your best behavior. And I'm thinking, where did this come from? I haven't even done anything. I've only done nice things for you. How come you're talking to me like this? I had no clue. You know, you're 17, 18 years old. You have no clue about life, right? Well, come to find out that she was horribly abused as a child by her father. And so she looked at me and said, if you ever treat me like my dad treated me, then it's over. Well, I can understand that. I can totally understand that. So we have weaknesses, and we go after each other's weaknesses. And this balloon has weakness, and it's on the side. And so we poke at each other's weaknesses. Amen? This is what we do. This is the person that we're in conflict with, and we poke them in their weak spot. And what happens? It explodes. It pops. That's what happens in our relationships. It's destroyed because we've kept pecking and poking at that weak area in their life. You know, like I can mention 1,000 things. You know, well, hey, that dress doesn't look nice on you. Hey, that shirt isn't pretty on you. Hey, you're not doing this for me. You never take me out on a date. We keep poking and poking and poking. Pretty soon, it just blows up. But on the other hand, we also have strong areas in our life. And the strong area in this balloon is not on the sides like I just demonstrated, but on the top and on the bottom. You know why? Because that's where its thickest skin is. And you can poke in those areas. If I do this right. I didn't do it right. I've only got 6 of these balloons. You should see all the balloons laying around the house. We'll try it again. See how delicate I was there? Oh, there it is. I can see it now. There we go. So you could poke those strong spots and we can survive. You poke at the weak points, it's over with. You've destroyed the relationship. Does that make sense? So when you get into a conflict, this is what you do. You ask yourself, am I focusing only on the person's weakness or on their strength? Am I focusing on my own agenda or the relationship and the person's needs? Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 through 5 says this. Don't be selfish. Don't just think about your own affairs. Be interested in others too, and in what they are doing. Your attitude should be the kind that was shown us, here's our example, by Jesus Christ.